Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 11 SUVs only smart people buy. Number 11, Subaru Outback. The Subaru Outback continues to earn steady respect because it focuses on the things that actually matter over years of ownership. The entry price sits close to $30,000, which feels fair once you factor in how long these cars tend to stay on the road. Subaru has kept the design and core engineering stable for a long time. That consistency is not laziness. It is a sign that the company trusts its own formula and avoids risky changes that create long-term issues. Longevity is where the Outback shines the most. Many owners report passing 200,000 miles without facing the kind of repairs that drain a bank account. The flat-4 engine makes about 182 horsepower, and while that number is simple, the real win is its track record. It runs cool, handles long trips without strain, and rarely shows early wear if serviced on time. Annual maintenance usually stays under $800, which helps owners plan ahead instead of dealing with sudden spikes in cost. The standard all-wheel drive setup is another long-standing strength. It is stable, predictable, and built with parts that have been tested for years in rough climates. Safety ratings stay at the top of the segment. Crash tests show strong structure and smart energy absorption. Subaru's driver assist tech also plays a big role, with auto braking, lane support, and alert systems that help keep the driver calm in tight moments. These features are tuned with care, giving clear feedback without feeling pushy or distracting. They make long highway hours and late-night drives feel more controlled. Insurance rates remain in a comfortable range because the Outback does not carry a high-risk profile. Repair costs are reasonable, parts are widely available, and shops are familiar with the layout, which all help keep premiums steady. Resale value is another strong point. Many Outbacks hold more than 60% of their original value 5 years later, which is far above many midsize competitors. That means owners recover more money when they move to another car. The Subaru Outback is built for people who want something steady, predictable, and honest. It keeps costs in check, keeps trouble low, and keeps running far longer than most rivals. That simple formula is why so many buyers stick with it year after year. Number 10, Lexus RX. The Lexus RX stands as one of the safest long-term bets in the SUV market. The starting price sits around $48,000, and while that is not small, people who know how these vehicles age see it as a fair exchange for quiet ownership. Lexus has built its name on low repair rates, slow wear, and engines that keep running long after the warranty ends. The RX carries that same spirit with almost no drama. It stays calm to drive, simple to keep, and steady in value from year to year. Most RX versions make a bit over 270 horsepower depending on the exact trim. The real win is not the number but how the engine behaves after the mileage stacks up. Plenty of RX units pass 200,000 miles with only regular service. Heat management is strong, the transmission programming is smooth, and owners report very few major failures. Annual upkeep usually sits between $800 and $1,000, which is impressive for a vehicle in this price range. Shops note that the RX uses proven components and avoids risky engineering choices that tend to cause expensive surprises. Safety ratings stay high. Crash test scores show strong structure, and the driver assist tech reacts with clean timing. Auto braking steps in early lane support stays stable, and the forward detection system does a good job keeping the driver alert. These features help avoid small accidents that can lead to big repair bills, which is one of the reasons the RX has a solid insurance profile. Premiums stay in the moderate range because claims on this model are usually lower than average. Another strength is resale value. After 5 years, many RX units still hold around 65% of their original price. That kind of retention gives owners more confidence, since they know they will not lose a huge portion of their money if they sell or trade in. The RX also avoids common age-related issues that plague many rivals. Electrical systems stay stable, suspension components wear slowly, and parts remain easy to source at fair prices. The Lexus RX works because it keeps long-term ownership simple. It runs for years without demanding much money, holds value better than most in its segment, and keeps its owner away from sudden repair headaches. It is the choice for people who think past the first 5 years and want something that stays steady no matter how long they keep it. Number 9. Mazda CX-30. The Mazda CX-30 has become a solid pick for buyers who want something that keeps costs in check without feeling cheap. The entry price sits near $24,000, and what you get for that number is a car that feels tight, well-built, and ready for long mileage. Mazda has been holding a strong reliability streak, and the CX-30 sits right in that pattern. Owners often talk about how it stays smooth even as the odometer climbs, and how small repairs stay rare in the early years. Most trims make around 186 horsepower, and this engine has earned a good name for steady heat control and clean operation. Many units move past 150,000 miles before needing any major work. When serviced on time, hitting 200,000 miles is common. Yearly upkeep usually stays in the $600 to $800 range, and repair shops note that the CX-30 uses parts that are simple to source and reasonably priced. The transmission also holds up well, shifting with a firm feel even at higher mileage. Safety scores remain at the top. Crash tests show strong structure, and the driver assist tech responds with clean timing during tight traffic moments. Auto braking kicks in early lane support stays steady, and hazard alerts are clear without being overly sharp. These systems help avoid minor accidents, which keeps insurance claims lower. Because of that, premiums tend to sit in a fair mid-level band, not too high and not too low. Resale value is another strong point. After 5 years, the CX-30 often holds around 55 to 60% of its starting price. Buyers in the used market trust it because Mazda engines rarely show early wear and suspension components stay firm longer than many rivals. This helps older units feel newer than their age suggests. The Mazda CX-30 earns its spot through simple strengths that last. It stays reliable, costs less to maintain than many competitors, and holds its value well. Nothing feels rushed. Nothing feels fragile. It is a car built for people who want something steady, clean, and predictable for the long run. Number 8. Hyundai Tucson. The Hyundai Tucson has become one of the most balanced picks in its class. The starting price sits close to $28,000, and for that amount buyers get a model known for steady performance and long-term savings. Hyundai has slowly built a name for strong reliability, and the Tucson shows how far the brand has come. Owners often praise how quiet it stays over time and how few major issues show up even after long mileage. Most trims make around 187 horsepower, and the engine is known for smooth heat control and slow internal wear. Many Tucson units push past 150,000 miles without needing heavy repairs, and crossing 200,000 miles is common with basic care. Yearly upkeep often stays in the $600 to $850 range. Shops like working on these models because the parts layout is simple, and replacement items are easy to find at fair prices. The transmission also has a clean record, holding up well and avoiding the costly failures seen in some rivals. Safety ratings stay high across the board. Crash test results show a strong shell that handles impacts well. Hyundai's driver assist features add steady support. Auto braking reacts early, lane help stays controlled, and forward alerts catch sudden risks before they turn into expensive problems. These features do a good job lowering small accident rates, and that helps keep insurance premiums at a stable mid-level. Claims data shows fewer big repair hits, which is part of the Tucson's appeal for long-term owners. Resale value has improved a lot in recent years. After 5 years, many Tucson models still hold around 55% of their original price. This is better than older generations and shows how much trust buyers now place in Hyundai. Used market shoppers appreciate that these units rarely show early wear in the engine, suspension, or electrical system. The Hyundai Tucson works because it stays consistent. It keeps running costs low, avoids surprise repairs, and ages better than most people expect. It feels like a model built with care, one that rewards the owner not just in the first year but far down the road when dependability matters the most. Number 7. Honda Pilot. The Honda Pilot holds a steady place among long-life SUVs because it focuses on simple strength and clean engineering. The starting price sits near $39,000, and buyers often see that as a fair number once they learn how slowly these models wear down. Honda has kept a strong record for reliability, and the Pilot follows that pattern. Owners report that these units stay solid over long mileage and avoid the strange electrical or mechanical surprises that hit some rivals. Power sits a bit above 280 horsepower in most trims, and the engine is known for smooth timing, stable cooling, and long life. Many Pilots reach 200,000 miles with only scheduled service. Routine upkeep usually falls between $700 and $950 per year, which stays reasonable for a 3-row model. Shops praise the way Honda designs the engine bay, making it easier to reach common parts. That cuts labor time and helps keep repair bills from climbing higher than needed. The transmission also has a good record, shifting cleanly and staying dependable even after years of highway trips. Safety scores stay strong. Crash test results show firm structure, and the assist systems react with steady timing. Auto braking, lane support, and hazard alerts all help reduce small accidents, which keeps insurance claims low. That is why insurance premiums often land in the mid-range. Nothing dramatic, nothing inflated. Just stable numbers that owners appreciate over the long run. Resale value is one of the Pilot's biggest strengths. After 5 years, many units still hold around 60% of their original price. That level of retention beats several rivals in the same class. Used buyers trust the Pilot because older units rarely show major wear in the engine, suspension, or electrical lines. The parts remain easy to find, and most repairs stay within a predictable cost range. The Honda Pilot earns its place by doing what matters most. It stays reliable, holds value, and keeps yearly expenses under control. It is built for owners who want something steady for a long stretch without worrying about creeping repair bills or sudden age-related issues. Number 6. Lexus GX. The Lexus GX is built for long service life, and its reputation shows it. The starting price sits close to $60,000, and while that is a serious amount, people who understand long-term ownership see it as a smart trade. The GX is known for slow wear, steady parts quality, and mechanical strength that carries on long after the odometer climbs past numbers that would trouble other SUVs. Lexus has spent years refining this model, and the result is a machine that holds itself together even under tough use. Power sits a bit over 300 horsepower, and this engine is known for clean cooling, low-stress operation, and timing parts that last far longer than average. Many GX units cross 200,000 miles without major failures, and some push well beyond that with only routine service. Shops often say the GX is built like a tank but still simple enough to work on. Annual upkeep usually falls between $800 and $1,000, which is fair for a vehicle of this size. Replacement parts are easy to source, and because Lexus avoids odd engineering choices, repair bills stay predictable. Safety scores stay high as well. Crash tests show strong frame strength, and the assist systems respond with confident timing. Auto braking steps in early, lane help stays steady, and alert systems catch sudden risks before they become costly mistakes. These features help cut down on minor accidents, which means fewer insurance claims. This keeps premiums at a stable mid to upper range, fitting for a strong body-on-frame vehicle without pushing into extreme pricing. One of the biggest wins for the GX is its resale value. After 5 years, many units still keep around 65 to 70% of their starting price. That is higher than most rivals in this segment. Used buyers trust the GX because old units do not show early failure patterns. The engine stays smooth, the suspension holds its firmness, and the electrical system stays stable. Even cabin pieces remain tight instead of rattling or wearing out too soon. The Lexus GX succeeds because it is built with long-term thinking. It keeps repair costs steady, lasts far longer than most competitors, and keeps its value at a rate that saves money even years after purchase. It is the kind of SUV people hold onto because it simply refuses to age faster than their needs. Number 5. Toyota Highlander Hybrid. The Toyota Highlander Hybrid has built a steady reputation for long life, calm ownership, and predictable costs. The starting price sits near $42,000, and while that may feel high for some shoppers, people who look at long-term value see it as a smart number. The hybrid setup in this model comes from years of Toyota refining battery and motor systems, which is why these vehicles stay reliable even after heavy daily use. Power sits near 243 combined horsepower. The engine and motor work together in a way that reduces stress on both units. Heat control stays stable, and internal wear moves at a slow pace. Many Highlander hybrid units clear 200,000 miles without needing major repairs. The battery pack is one of the strongest parts of the vehicle. Most last 8 to 12 years before showing signs of age, and replacement rates are far lower than what people assume when they hear the word hybrid. Annual upkeep usually runs between $600 and $850, which is impressive for a vehicle of this size. Shops say the layout is clean, parts are proven, and repairs rarely turn into unexpected expenses. Safety has always been one of the Highlander's strong areas. Crash ratings remain high, thanks to a frame that holds together well under impact. The assist tech responds with smooth timing. Auto braking reacts early, lane support works without jerky behavior, and hazard alerts give clear signals. This reduces the risk of small accidents, which helps keep insurance premiums from climbing. Claims data shows that older Highlander hybrid units get into fewer costly accidents compared to several rivals in the same class. Resale value stays strong as well. After 5 years, most Highlander hybrid units hold around 62 to 65% of their original price. This puts the model near the top of its segment. Used buyers trust Toyota's hybrid tech because it has a long record of lasting well beyond normal expectations. Older units keep stable electronics, smooth driveline behavior, and suspension parts that rarely wear out early. The Toyota Highlander hybrid works because it stays dependable when other models begin to show age. It keeps yearly costs in check, avoids sudden repair spikes, and holds its value at a level that saves money even years after the purchase. It is the kind of SUV people keep for a long stretch because it simply stays steady without asking for much in return. Number 4. Mazda CX-5. The Mazda CX-5 stands out because it gives strong value at a price that usually starts near $28,000. Buyers like it for its steady road feel and the way it holds up over long miles. Many owners cross 150,000 miles with only routine care, which keeps long-term costs controlled. When a model keeps this kind of track record, it stops buyers from worrying about surprise bills that can hit 4 figures on other crossovers. Maintenance numbers stay manageable. Most drivers spend around $500 to $800 a year on basic work when they follow the normal schedule. Major issues stay rare because the parts are widely available and the layout keeps mechanic labor time low. This is one reason the CX-5 has a strong reliability score year after year. Good parts access also means repairs do not drag on for weeks, which saves both money and stress. Used values reflect this steady record. A 3-year-old CX-5 often sells for 65 to 70% of its original cost. That creates a clear advantage for anyone planning to trade or resell later. Instead of dropping several $1,000s in a short time, the CX-5 hangs onto its value in a way that makes ownership math easier to justify. The ride feels solid on rough pavement, and the suspension setup handles daily traffic without drama. Mazda focuses on long-term stability and consistent build quality. That shows in owner surveys where long-term satisfaction stays high. Insurance costs usually land in the middle of the segment because the safety score stays strong, which adds another small yearly saving. Another reason people stick with the CX-5 is how predictable its upkeep is. Where parts like brakes and belts last a good amount of time and the intervals stay simple. There are no odd surprises or strange component failures that show up at random. Even higher mileage owners often say the car still feels stable at 180,000 miles or more, which speaks to how well the core structure ages. For anyone who wants a crossover that stays dependable, avoids inflated repair bills, and keeps a fair resale value, the CX-5 fits the goal without trying too hard. It wins by being steady, not flashy. Number 3. Subaru Forester. The Subaru Forester starts near $29,000 and has earned a steady reputation for lasting well past the mileage where many crossovers begin to show their age. Plenty of owners move beyond 200,000 miles without dealing with major failures, and that kind of track record changes the long-term cost of ownership in a real way. When a car keeps running that far with only routine work, the savings stack up naturally. Annual upkeep often stays between $500 and $800 when maintained on time, and repair bills rarely spike into the range that makes people panic. Resale value is another strong point. A 3-year-old Forester often sells for close to 70% of its original cost. That slows depreciation, which can save thousands over the course of ownership. This makes the Forester appealing not just as a daily car, but as a financial choice that keeps more money in your pocket over the long haul. Subaru builds it with a focus on consistent durability rather than chasing fad features, and that mindset pays off in the numbers buyers care about. On the road, the Forester stays steady even when the pavement gets rough. The suspension absorbs bumps without sending vibration through the cabin, and the balanced stance helps it stay composed during quick turns or lane shifts. That steady feel also contributes to lower insurance costs because safety scores remain high across most model years. These small yearly savings can make a real difference for households that watch their budgets closely. The maintenance cycle remains predictable. Where items have straightforward intervals and the engine layout keeps labor time low for mechanics, which stops minor repairs from turning into expensive headaches. Parts availability is strong across the country, so downtime stays short even when something does go wrong. Drivers with older Foresters often comment that the car still feels solid past 160,000 miles or more, showing how well the core structure holds up with age. For anyone looking for a crossover that can handle long miles, resist costly breakdowns, and keep a healthy resale number, the Forester remains a smart pick. It focuses on stability and real-world value, and that is exactly why so many drivers trust it year after year. Number 2. Honda CR-V Hybrid. The Honda CR-V Hybrid begins near $34,000 and continues to prove why so many buyers trust it for long-term use. Its reliability record is one of the strongest in the segment. Many owners push their mileage past 200,000 without major failures, and that stability shows up in the real numbers. Regular upkeep usually stays between $500 and $800 a year, and you rarely see sudden repairs jump into the costly range that catches people off guard. Honda's track record keeps those risks low, which makes the car a calm, long-term choice. Depreciation also works in the buyer's favor. A 3-year-old CR-V Hybrid often holds close to 70% of its original value. That means you avoid heavy losses in the first few years, and it can save several $1,000s when you trade it or sell it later. Honda focuses on long-term durability in its builds, and that focus turns into a clear financial win for owners who want value over time, not just on the day they buy it. On the road, the CR-V Hybrid keeps a steady and composed feel. Rough pavement does not shake it loose, and the chassis stays stable when traffic forces quick lane moves. Insurance costs often stay in the moderate range because crash test numbers remain high across the model line. These smaller yearly savings add up slowly but meaningfully when someone owns the car for 6 to 8 years or more. The maintenance cycle stays predictable with no odd intervals or strange failures. Where parts like brakes and belts last a fair amount of time, and Honda's huge parts network makes repairs quicker and cheaper than many rivals. That large supply chain also keeps labor time low, since technicians are familiar with the layout and do not waste hours working around awkward placement. Owners who have crossed 160,000 miles often report that the car still feels tight and free of rattles, which shows how well the structure resists age. For drivers who need a crossover that can last long, stay steady, avoid inflated repair bills, and keep strong resale numbers, the CR-V Hybrid checks all the right boxes. It earns trust in quiet ways through simple math and reliable miles. Number 1. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. The Toyota RAV4 Hybrid starts around $32,000 and has earned a reputation built on long life and steady numbers. Many drivers keep these cars well beyond 200,000 miles without running into major failures, which changes the entire financial picture. When a car holds up that long with upkeep costs often in the $500 to $800 range per year, ownership becomes far easier to predict. Toyota's hybrid setup has been refined for years, and that long development history keeps sudden four-figure repairs from showing up out of nowhere. Depreciation is one of the strongest advantages. A 3-year-old RAV4 hybrid often keeps roughly 70 to 75% of its original value. That means someone who buys it new avoids the heavy early drop that hurts many crossovers. Over a long ownership cycle, that strong resale number can save several $1,000s. It also helps drivers who like to upgrade every few years, since the trade-in value stays high instead of falling by half. On the road, the RAV4 hybrid feels calm and planted. Rough roads do not shake it loose, and the chassis stays stable during quick shifts between lanes. This secure feel also supports the consistently strong crash test results, which helps keep insurance costs from climbing. Those small savings each year add up slowly, and they matter when someone plans to keep the car for 6 to 10 years. The maintenance routine stays simple. Brake wear is modest, belts last a long time, and the battery system has shown solid reliability in long-term studies. Toyota's parts network is huge, so repairs rarely drag on for weeks, and pricing stays controlled because shops work on these models daily. Owners who push their mileage past 180,000 miles often say the car still feels tight, with no structural looseness or rattles, which shows how well built it is at its core. For drivers who want a crossover that avoids steep repairs, holds its value, and proves its reliability over long miles, the RAV4 Hybrid remains one of the most dependable picks available. It delivers steady performance without trouble, which is why so many owners stick with it year after year. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.